All right.
Alrighty, John. Well, thank you for coming on the interview. I still remember our first phone call together when you first joined, like 4 or 5 months ago. So, for anyone who doesn't know you that's watching this, can you, introduce yourself? Kind of what got you into trading? What inspired you to join the mentorship? And how did you find me in the first place?
Sure. So my name is John. I hope I don't have to say how old I am. You can tell by the grays in my beard that I'm pretty old. So I've been through a lot. Right out of college, I was in insurance for a couple years. Hated it. Worked with people that were just like, "This job sucks. I hate this place." Got into education. I have a brother with special needs, so I felt like this is my calling, and I should be in education. Made such a huge impact on children, on schools. I was like a consultant for over 100 schools in New York, from New York, and was doing great things up until maybe in June. I had another promotion, and this would be my second promotion with the last company I was with. And the first one was just like a title promotion. And I was like, come on, I'm making an impact. What do you mean title promotion? Like, no increase in salary or anything. Second one, they said was going to be an increase in salary, and it was like nothing. And I'm drowning in debt. And I was just like, this is my calling. Like, why am I not able to provide for my family? So, watch TikTok. I saw you. I saw Ross Cameron. Saw TGR. I saw like a list of traders, and I loved the opportunity to make money, but obviously didn't want to lose money. And so I couldn't handle making 20K in one day and then losing like 15K the next day. It's just a mental roller coaster. And from watching you, it seemed like you were just consistent. You were making money every day. And even if I was making a couple hundred a day, I'd be happy. It's just tough going up and then getting knocked down and losing a bunch of money. So I reached out to you, joined the membership in September, and at this point, I quit my job even before they gave me the promotion, and I was thinking, all right, I have some crypto money. This is like the fu money that I've always had. I'm gonna quit this job, and it's gonna take me at least like a year to become a professional trader where I'm profitable every day, and so that was the move.
Hmm. That makes sense. I didn't know a lot. Like I didn't know that at all. That you worked with education and stuff like that. Uh, I feel like it must have been like kind of weird because you're doing something you're passionate about, but they're not meeting your expectations when it comes to like how much you're getting paid, which kind of like you're doing what you love, but ultimately so that it inspired
It's
you to like look for new opportunities.
Totally. Nowadays, you need to work like two or three jobs just to like pay for rent or pay for bills or whatever you have to do. And I just said to myself, I'm not trading my time for money. I'm gonna learn a high income skill. I've always been into trading, but coming right out of college, my parents were always like, "Be safe, get something with benefits." And so I went that route for as long as I could up until just recently, where I was just like, "F
Hmm.
it, I'm all in. Let's go."
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. I guess how was the first kind of like few months of your trading? For anybody that's watching this, they all want to know the results, kind of the journey of
Sure.
it. So I believe you did paper trade for a bit. I like how it was about
Yeah.
how many weeks did you end up paper trading?
So Labor Day weekend, I made the plunge into the mentorship, and I did paper. I watched you for the first week, no trading at all, just watching you. And then after that, I paper traded for the remainder of the month of September and all of October. But it wasn't until I started with real money that I realized that this is real money and I have to take it seriously. Like I was kind of YOLOing with paper trading. Every
Hmm.
once in a while, I put in way more of a risk than I should just because I was already down. I'm trying to make up for it. I'm revenge
Hmm.
trading. And so there were big swings. It wasn't until I started with real money in October where my risk was like maybe about $100 per risk, and I was leaving with maybe 200, 300, 400 a day. um And let's see, let's go back. Sorry. October, my first week, lost money. My second week, lost money. My third week, 2,500, like for the whole week, just a couple hundred a day. And then week by week after that, 2,500, I just upped it. It went from 2,500 to 5,000 to 7,500 to, and this is so far my best week right now. I think it's Thursday, and I'm up over 30K. It's absolutely insane, but it's progress. It's little by little. It's grinding it out. It's being consistent. It's being there every day. It's listening. It's I mean, I still look through your courses just to like confirm that what I'm doing is correct. And I mean, I'm super excited to be here. This is amazing.
Awesome. How did January finish for you? Because you're up 30K this week. So what, probably 50, 60K January?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I mean, I'm doing this week by week,
Yeah.
not even worried about the day as much anymore. I try to meet like a certain amount each day, but I've surpassed what I made last week.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And it's funny because I've noticed that the paper trading, like on our platform, like a lot of people struggle with paper trading, but then as soon as they switch to real money and they get like real execution, it's actually better execution. You get better fills, and that's really when the true journey starts. And
Yeah,
a lot of people would ask me, "Oh, should I paper trade for 1 to 2 months?" I feel like at this point, it should be only to learn the platform and from there jump
sure.
into right away into real money. Because you mentioned that like your paper trading first 1 to 2 months was kind of like you probably like weren't developing that much confidence until you
No.
started with real money.
I was only longing because the process to short when paper trading was
Yeah.
just so annoying. It wasn't natural. I had to like click like five different buttons. I wanted to get in and trade. I wanted to ride it out, take half, ride it
Hmm.
out, get out, and I can only do that with buying. And so my paper trading was not what I expected at all. And it wasn't until I got using real money that I really started learning and doing things the way we'll be doing.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, despite the fact that you learned relatively like your results for when you started are like crazy, September to January. I mean, most people, like you said, like your expectation was it might take a year to learn, and all of a sudden, like 4 months later, you're making money. Despite like the, really quick success, what would you say was the biggest hurdle for you? In your own personal trading, kind of like that obstacle that maybe you're still overcoming, but that was much more prevalent in the beginning. And how did being in the mentorship, being in the trading room, kind of like help you work through that?
So I have a family. I have children. I'm coming from like a safe job where the check's going to be coming in, every 2 weeks, no matter what. I could be on TikTok for an hour or two each day. The biggest challenge was saying that, all right, I'm going to get rid of all of that safety now, take this big risk where it could take me up to a year to start making money, but it's all on me. And if you have determination and the willingness to ride it out no matter what and not give up, I'm going to be all right. But it might be a year. And so this was my thinking. Um, After a couple months, literally after like a couple weeks, things just started to turn around. I started to get a little bit more confidence. Being a part of the mentorship and being able to ask you questions on a daily basis, being able to hear from other people's success and maybe some things that they're trading really helped me to develop and kind of fine tune what it is that I do on a daily basis. So I'm looking for the gapping trades. Every once in a while, when it gets quiet, like I have some stocks that I go to scalp here and there, using level two. Um, yeah, between the mentorship and you and everybody, I mean, everyone that's in this group is making money, so they're such great resources. Um, Especially when it comes to any type of question to just get different perspective.
I agree. I think one of the best parts of the group now is that whenever someone new joins, there's always still a little bit of that like doubt that like, oh, there's no way like I could be making thousands per day. And then once you're in the group and you're literally with like regular people that had regular lives that just started to trade, just a few months ago and seeing them, do so well, I feel like it gives a lot of the newer members like confidence, right? Where it's like I could do this, they're doing it, why can't I?
Yep.
I feel like it's got to that point where anyone who joins, as long as they're consistent, I think anyone could honestly like learn how to make money doing this.
I mean, it's basically one of those jobs where you're doing the same thing every day, but it's so exciting and I
Yeah,
love it so much and I look forward to it, as opposed to any other job where you're doing the same thing every day and you don't want to pull your hair out. Um, yeah, man. Great group of people. So glad I joined this mentorship because, like I said, I was looking at other traders and I don't know if I would be as successful with anybody else.
I appreciate that.
So
I
props
appreciate
to
that.
you. Thank you.
Of course, I appreciate that, man. Um, Another question for you. So, do you think trading is something you're planning on doing forever? I mean, I already know the answer to it, but you're probably, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to have money. And with money, I feel like I want to do a couple things. I want to open up some businesses, want to just get some passive income. But being able, like, once you learn how to trade, you never forget. So I feel like even if I take a day off, which I can't even imagine myself doing because I want to be here every day. But if I need to, like, I'm just going to come back to it the next day and everything will still be there. And
mhm.
you know everything will still operate in the same type of manner. And so, yeah, I plan on doing this. I'm gonna ride it out and maybe retire early.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like my dad's retired. He still trades like 2, 3 hours a day. You know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So,
That's my retirement. I'll cut down on the
yeah,
amount of time I trade.
exactly. What do you think is like the next thing you want to really improve on in your trading to like even level up your profits even more? Like, what do you think in your trading is something that, you're trying to focus on more?
That's a good question. I told you I use like the weekly meter, and so whatever profits I made last week, I'm trying to surpass that this week. How can I become a better trader? I would love to just be able to find a trade, kind of like Riot that we had that one time
That was great.
where it just dropped like 50 cents and level two and everything was on point. I just want to be able to find those stocks easier
Hmm.
and be able to execute better on those.
Hmm.
Because even as great as it was, I remember, and it went like all the way down to, I don't know, something like $8 or something like that. But as soon as it hit eight, it flipped and then went the other way. I want to be able to ride it all the way down and then all the way up.
Yeah. No, that'll take time. I mean, it'll take time, but like it's gonna happen. I think that was like one of the best trades I've ever taken too. That thing went down like 50 cents in a row, and
Yeah,
it was. I remember. I think I had 30,000 shares. I would have loaded it up even more, but it was such an expensive stock. It was like $11. You needed so, and then specific stocks of like different margin requirements. That one required a lot of margin, so like you couldn't get even more than that. But yeah, I mean, I think going into earnings here, you're gonna have a really good like opportunity to be able to find lots of ideas. Like like this past Monday, like there was it's like we all had to be like locked in. There's so many things like going on, so many opportunities. Monday was like my best day ever, honestly.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so I think it should be
Yeah,
exciting. Like I think February is gonna be it's gonna be everyone's biggest month.
let's
Yeah,
go.
and I know where you're in. I know you're one of the only guys in the group too that's really invested in crypto. And
Yeah,
we always like I think February is going to be a really good month for crypto as well.
I know. I can't wait for February. I mean, I thought 2025, just like in general, would be popping off and money would be rolling in every day. But crypto's not easy. It's not hard, but it's not easy. You got to have conviction. You got to hang in. And yeah, I'm expecting February to be really, really bullish. Yeah, I mean,
I'm excited. It's gonna
I'm
record
excited.
months. Let's do it. Like
2025, baby.
Awesome. All right, I just got two more questions for you. I feel like I basically
Sure.
answered most of it. Number one, what was your favorite part about the mentorship so far? I mean, aside from all the money you're making, what do you think is what your favorite part about the mentorship? And then number two, um, what would you say to someone that's like on the fence of joining? You know, maybe when you first joined, you know, you were kind of considering it. What would you tell yourself, or what would you tell a person who's like, yeah, everything looks great, but you know, should I join this or not? What would you say to that person?
All right. So I'll start with the first one, which was what's my favorite part? Really tough. I think I can't just choose one. I think it's the combination of the great quality content that you put together. You say it all the time. I'll repeat it. Your free course is better than any paid course, and so that and alone was well worth it. Having you every day as a resource, and having a lot of really good profitable traders being able to talk to everybody, um, is probably the best part of it. I can't pick one. Like
Hmm.
they're all equally just as good. Number two, I think Denzel Washington has a quote that says something along the lines of living a life without taking risks is not a life worth living. Something along those lines.
Hmm.
I mean, I had a safe job. The check was going to come in every 2 weeks, and it was doing anything for me. And it wasn't until that I decided to take the risk that I said, I'm going all in. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, as long as it takes me, I'm going to make sure that this is not a mistake that I'm making, but it's all on me. So if anybody's thinking to themselves, oh, I don't know about trading, and I don't, most of what you hear, 99%, 95% of all traders fail. I didn't experience that at all. I mean, I experienced it maybe my first week or two because I was being stupid, but besides that, um, it's a myth. It's like trading is so lucrative if you are there every day, if you are like a sponge, and you're willing to learn, and you continue to grind it out. Like you improve, you learn something new every day. And so if they have all those things in place, yeah, man, the trading is life. And I plan on trading for a long time. Yeah, just awesome.
Appreciate it. I actually got one more. I just thought of it. How, like, what was your wife's response? Like all of this, because like you kind of like are in there every day. You see other people making money. You know, hey, this is possible. But your wife, like, she has complete, like, she's from a different perspective. Like, what's her, like, how,
She was shitting her
like
pants.
I was gonna say, like,
She
imagine, like,
was
oh, I made
literally
7K
shitting her
today. She's
pants.
like, what? Like,
So one thing that comes with like a safety job is benefits, insurance, things like that. Like I gave up everything, and I was like, oh, guess what? You're gonna have to pay for the insurance for the family because I'm gonna do this day trading thing. She told her boss, because her boss was like, what's happening? Why all of a sudden this insurance is terrible? And she's like, oh, he's getting into day trading. And her boss was like, oh no. And she was like, so she didn't know what it was. Like I had to explain it to her, explaining it to somebody that doesn't really know what it was, where it's like, oh, one day it can make money, but one day it can lose money. It, yeah, she shit her pants. Like it was really, really stressful on her. And she would ask me during the first week or two, like, how much did you make? Like, and I wasn't too good when I first started, but it got to a point where she heard a good number, and I was like, this is what I've been making consistently. But she doesn't even know how much I made this week. I'm waiting until Friday. I'm going to see if I can clear a 50K or something like that. No, probably not, but possible.
maybe 40. Another,
Right,
if
right.
tomorrow's, I mean, if you replicate, you'll do, yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I mean, usually I'll do a check-in with her on Fridays, and I'll let her know how much I'm making. But I mean, it was a big risk. She was not really on board with it. Not many people that I told were on board with it.
Most people aren't, like, for
Right.
everyone, like, it's, you almost have to take the jump yourself, and you're almost. But that's also where the community comes in. It's like a safety place where it's like, you take the jump, but hey, you're with other people who took the jump and are doing well.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to her response. You'll have to tell me afterwards, because I'm like excited. She's gonna be like, that, because I can't even imagine. That's like crazy money in a week. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, never in a million years would I have thought that like 3 months in, something like this would be happening where I could pull in 30, 40K in a week. Never in a million years. Yeah.
It's just a
Thank you
start.
again.
It's just a start, man. Like, it's we
Yeah, that's the most
2025.
exciting part.
It's just the start. Like, I'm excited too. I think this entire year is going to be killer for trading. I don't even think we've seen the best this year yet. Like, we're like, earnings hasn't really even begun yet. Like, we haven't seen crazy gaps. Like, just wait. We're gonna have. I
That's what
can't
I'd
wait to
love to
see.
hear.
I think we're gonna killer month for
That's
everyone.
what I love to hear, man. Keep feeding me the good stuff.
Of
Yes, let's
course.
go.
Awesome. All right, man. That's honestly all my questions. I also want to say, it's been an honor teaching you, bro, because, having you a part of the group, having you, you give out so many really good ideas that I make money on as well. So, like, that's what makes it so valuable. We're all benefiting from each other, and your results are insane. Like, truly, it's like, no, I still remember our first conversation, and then seeing you today. It's like, put a smile on my face too. So I'm glad you're part of it, and we're gonna be trading together for a very, very long time.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, this has been a crazy, wild ride, but I'm so glad that I'm in it with you, man.
Me as well. Awesome, man.